When I say the word emulator to you, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it a dolphin? Is it RG40XXV handheld game console, RG40XXV 4.0-inch IPS screen with 64G TF card, pre-installed 5,223 games, supports 5G, Wi-Fi 4.2, Bluetooth, online fighting, streaming, and HDMI retro emulator RG40XX? Or is it just a plain old feeling of warm nostalgia for the classic consoles we all know and love, now playable on a modern machine? Whatever your truth is, my totally anecdotal assumption is that most people will only ever experience the emulators for the mainstream consoles like your Nintendos, Segas, or PlayStations. However, for the adventurous, there are many oddities and anomalies to discover in the vast world of emulation. So join me as I go where not many venture to discover some pretty interesting emulators. Have you ever wanted to play PC games on a tiny screen with touch controls rather than the comfort of a mouse and keyboard? Well, now you can! Thanks to the power of Winlator, the powerful Android app that emulates a Windows machine, we can launch native Windows apps on an Android phone. Here I am running Notepad++ just because I could. As always though, the most important part is testing how well the games run. So, I bought some DRM-free PC games from GOG, loaded them onto my trusty Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and tried my luck with Fallout 3.
Over here. There you go. My goodness, just a year old and already walking like a pro. Your mother would have been so proud. Listen, kiddo, I know you don't...
Everything's fine, I hope...
Butch, what do you think you're doing? Leave him alone. Nothing to worry about. Me and Andy got her all fixed up. You all right, son? Good sniff. He didn't hurt you,
I
did
wasn't
he?
worried. What do you guys think?
Jonas?
Anything,
You
right?
and your
Hey,
snakes
anyway,
rats. We're all
I'm
set
glad
down
you
here.
Make it. Shut up and let me
Thanks.
think of
I'll
it.
send him...
Really? They're lovely. You did such a splendid job. Happy birthday, dearie. They sure. And now look at.
As you saw, the game ran pretty smooth for the most part. I could definitely see myself doing a legit playthrough using this method. The other game I tried was Metro Exodus 2033, the 2010 post-apocalyptic first-person shooter that would surely push the limits of the emulator and hardware. This game definitely pushed beyond what my hardware is capable of, considering the low and choppy frame rate present throughout the gameplay. That all being said, the capability of this technology to emulate the Windows OS from an Android device is awesome regardless of game performance. It can really only get better as time goes on. If you're interested in trying this emulator out for yourself, I will leave a link to the download in the description. Now, let's take a look at the next interesting emulator. There is something about the atmosphere and feel that an arcade offers which cannot be replicated at home. But one thing we can replicate are some of the games they offer, most notably the ones compatible with the TeknoParrot emulator. Starting off with the most notorious from the list is Mario Kart Arcade GP-DX, an exclusive Mario Kart experience that allows the player to control the familiar racing game with a real wheel and pedals. You've probably seen a pair of these at a local chain arcade near you, and thanks to TeknoParrot, it is now playable on a PC near you I will be trying these games out on my personal computer, which is running a Ryzen 5 5600 CPU and a 2070 Super GPU. Here's some gameplay of Mario Kart Arcade GP DX, substituting the wheel and pedals for a PS5 controller.
盆踊りストリート、夜景が綺麗な和風のコースにエンジン音が響きます。いよいよ注目のレースの開催です。どんちゃん、ペースを上げてきました。どんちゃん、素晴らしいスタートです。ドンキーコング、赤コーラを食らった。順位を上げます。どんちゃん、マリアコインを連続ゲット。残すところあと1周です。どんちゃん、ライバルを捉えました。狙いがそれた。ベビーピーチ、赤コーラをぶつけられた。メタルマリオン、今ゴール。戦いの幕が切って落とされました。バックマン入ってきた。きれいにコーナーを抜けていきます。さあ、ファイナルラップ突入。バックマン、果敢にトップで襲いかかります。命中。どんちゃん、順位を落とした。今ゴール。
The next game I tried was Luigi's Mansion Arcade Edition, a rail shooter that takes you to locales from the 3DS game Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but instead of a gun, you use and point a replica controller that is modeled after Luigi's vacuum.
Oui, Omega.
If you'd like to see a full list of compatible games and get the emulator for yourself, I will leave a link to the download in the description. Now let's move on to the last of the wacky emulators. Have you ever gone through the tedious process of installing an emulator, getting your emulators onto your device, and then having to see if your game is even compatible? Well, so have I. And this next emulator variation eliminates all that hassle while still providing like-native performance. The solution is EmulatorJS, a neat tool that allows us to embed emulators on a website, which then allows us to play emulated games from any web browser. That's right, any web browser and any device. For example, here is Mario 64 running on my desktop Chrome browser, followed by it running on my Samsung Galaxy S23 Chrome browser. Also, aside from the neatness of playing a wide selection of emulators straight from the browser, EmulatorJS offers other features too, like gamepad support, save states, and much more. And for those who don't regularly tune into this channel, I did make a separate, more in-depth video on this neat emulator, so I will leave a link to that somewhere on the top right. And that about wraps it up for this showcase. Let me know in the comments down below if you learned about a new emulator today and which ones you'll be trying out. This has been Dennis's Laboratory, and I will see you all in the next video. And for those who have not seen me upload in forever, thank you for watching this video. If you watched the last video, which was like 8 months ago, and now you're watching this video, it's been like 8 months, and I promise I'll upload more if you care.